stardate 7441.4, the captain of the Lexington, Arthur Kane, will be expecting Janus Gate to be active. This will be the day that Admiral T.N. and Captain Kane will bring the Lexington back to our own solar system. Saxon Bridge 7441.350. Captain's Level 4 Log. Stardate 7441.350. The anticipated date for the return of the Lexington to Earth space has arrived. Our assigned duty is to transmit the proper signal to the gate. End of Captain's Level 4 log. Captain Steinway, this is Commander Strawn in engineering over. Your channel is open, Commander, I said. Is there time for me to speak with you personally about something before the arrival of the Lexington? I was already getting to my feet and headed towards turbo lift. On my way, Commander. Engineering. I was mindful of the fact that I was in Halo as I entered engineering. I saw Mr. Strong and said, "What can I do for you, Mr. Strawn?" It's funny how that I knew his name was Strawn, and yet every time I mention his name, in my mind I thought of a strong man. I wondered to myself, if that was not the original meaning of the name. Captain, I have worked on a plan for constructing a better Halo system. I was going to offer this to Starfleet, but I thought maybe we could gain more use of it before then. Commander Strawn, I said. I can take a look at it, but we are on short time before the Lexington comes through that gate. Captain, it is 360 center days, I think we have time, I'll be quick. Very well, Commander, get on with it. It is a very simple idea, and it is not I that had it first. Quite simply, the plan is to put one or a certain number of Halo cubicles in the area or in the location on the ship where the person generally will work for that shift. You are a bridge officer, therefore you should have your cubicle on the bridge. However, I'm in engineering, and therefore my cubicle should be here in engineering. My eyes grew big and I said, yes, that would solve a big problem that we had with the system. How long would it take, Mr. Strong? I think I could get the problem solved within a day. Very good, Commander, I said. I will give you 2 days, make it so. We saluted each other as spun around and walked back out the door to the corridor. I had no time to waste. Computer, take me to the bridge. I materialized onto the bridge, realizing that my android would have to play catch up and come through the door at some point. I want you to see that take place. Computer, give out of Halo view. My visual perspective changed. I was surprised to see that I was seeing through the senses of the android. The android was still making its way through the corridor into the turbo lift. Here I was at my captain's chair and console, looking through the eyes of my android. I'm sure I was not the first captain to play around with this idea. Number 1, I said to my first officer. I'm looking through the eyes of my android as it's making its way to the bridge. I materialized directly. Have you tried this? No, Captain, that sounds really interesting. So first you have to materialize somewhere else on the ship, and then your android catches up with you. Exactly, number 1. Tabitha Green added a few words of her own. I would guess that the simulated system, extrapolates and tries to imagine the bridge as it currently is from all the ship senses. I mean, it's not like it has an android to see through. Right, I said. I had to allow my thinking to catch up with what she said. So as soon as the android that I'm linked with arrives on the bridge, I will actually see what's going on rather than just a dream of what's going on, I suppose. That's right, Captain, said Tabitha Green. The android should be arriving soon, and if you're still in out of halo view, you will be seeing through the sensors or the actual visual cameras on the android. Indeed, I was still in out of halo view, and this is exactly what I was seeing as the android exited the turbolift. I watched as the android walked up to me, my physical body. No, it was not there. It was an empty chair. Yet, as soon as the android turned and sat in the captain's seat, I was looking around with the android. Computer, put me in halo view, I said. I was suddenly on the bridge and all seemed normal. It was the grand illusion concept. My body was on the halo deck on a different part of the ship. Get here, I was sitting in my captain's seat on the bridge, not, actually, in the android. My physical body is in the halo cubicle, I said. Yes, of course, said both Number 1 and Tabitha Green at the same time. Just then, Communications Officer Dahlia Carr said, Captain, we've just received a communication from the Janus Gate. The Lexington says they're ready to make the jump. Oh yes, I was excited. Now we're about to see the return of the Lexington. Lieutenant Carr, open a channel and put it on the main viewer, and ship-wide, I said. Aye, Captain. Now hear this, this is the captain speaking, the Lexington is about to return home. It is advisable to find a view screen. This will be seen shipwide. Steinway out. Our view is on the main screen and on the Janus Gate standing in the blackness of space, while in the background there were the asteroids floating at a distance. Saxon, this is Lexington, over. This is the Saxon, go, I said. We are making the jump. There was blinding light as the display was washed out, and then we saw the Lexington rear section making its way past the gate opening. Somehow my mind had told me that the gate was smaller, and yet looking now, the gate had to be much larger for ships to make their way through the gate. This was another time when everyone on board the ship were cheering, as history was made. Lieutenant Carr, make sure that there is a recording of all of this to be kept for history, said Commander Fowler. Aye, aye, sir. Saxon, this is the Lexington, we are back, all in one magnificent piece. Captain Kane's voice boomed over the communications, and then we saw them both standing on the Lexington bridge. He and the Admiral filling the main viewer. Yes, Captain, I said, welcome home, we're all breathing again. Tabitha Green looked over at me and said, Captain, I want to explain to you later why this is more extraordinary than you might think. It has much to do with transporter technology, she said. Indeed, Ms. Green, later we have things to do. Number 1, make sure that engineering and transporter systems are ready for any transport. Already on it, Captain. Communications, open the channel with engineering, said Commander Fowler. Aye, said Lieutenant Carr. Channel open. Engineering, said Fowler, make sure that we are ready for any change out of halo for this very important event with the Lexington. Preparations have been made, Commander, said Commander Strawn. Bridge, this is Shuttlecraft 1 ready to launch, on your go. I nodded toward my first officer. Shuttlecraft, when you are green to go, said Commander Fowler. Roger that, red green to go, launching. I watched the main viewer as the shuttlecraft departed the Saxon on its way to meet the Lexington. This was standard procedure. At the same time, there was no doubt a shuttlecraft launching from the Lexington. Right on cue, we heard the communication from the shuttlecraft at the Lexington. Lexington Shuttlecraft 1 in position waiting for orders. Number 1, you have control. Aye, sir, said Fowler. Lexington Shuttle 1 hold position. Our shuttlecraft number 1 also in position waiting any needful transportation duties. Lexington Shuttle 1 Wilco. The main viewer shifted back to the bridge on the Lexington. Captain Kane to Saxon Bridge. We would like to extend a courtesy call from you as time permits. We will meet on the Lexington Bridge for further. This is Captain Steinway, Wilco. We'll be headed for the shuttle bay and shifting to out of halo operations. I looked over at number 1, communicate with shuttlecraft 1 to be ready in the bay as soon as I get there. On it, sir, said Fowler. Computer, transport me to the shuttle bay. Shuttle bay tower. I materialized in the enclosure of the shuttle bay watchtower. In front of me was the transparent aluminum. I looked around. I should be seeing people or androids. I saw nothing. I did not feel myself floating up. The illusion in my mind tricked me again. I was still in Halo. Computer exit Halo simulation, I said. Halo deck. This time I was in the Halo cubicle and I rose from the bed and wobbled toward the door. Computer send me an android to Halo deck. I waited for the android to leave the shuttle bay area and make its way to me here, all the while feeling rather stupid. I watched as my android approached, and then it turned, and I grabbed a hold and let it pull me back to the shuttle bay. Shuttle bay tower. Looking out I saw the arrival of Shuttle 1. To my right side, I saw a warrant officer already in a spacesuit. Officer. I looked down for his name tag. Halt. Let's get ready to go to the shuttle. Aye, sir. Warrant officer, halt at your service, sir. This time I felt myself floating up, kicking my boots. I turned on the magnets and felt myself sucked down to the deck plating. I grabbed a spacesuit from off the wall and put it on as fast as I could. From here, we navigated floating our way to the shuttle. Saxon Shuttle 1. As I made my way on board the shuttle, I was thinking about how awkward my thinking has been on the whole subject of the Halo connection. I seem to be making rookie mistakes. I had been fully trained on this, so where had the training gone? This problem I was having could very well be related to the malfunction, the addition of the Starfleet intelligence simulation. I quite simply seemed to be missing a chunk of my intelligence. I had to muddle through this. I had a duty to perform by going over to the Lexington and meeting with the Admiral and Captain. After I got that out of the way, I would see Doc Nolan on the Saxon, and see if I can solve this problem. I only hoped that there was no brain damage. That could impact my career. Lexington Shuttle Bay. I and the warrant officer exited our shuttle and made our way to the control room on the Lexington. I got myself out of the spacesuit. Computer, this is Captain Oliver Steinway requesting use of the ship's Halo system. Request granted, said the computer. And latched onto an android and it took me to the Lexington's main Halo area. I entered the first available cubicle. From the Halo area on Lexington I made my way to the Lexington Bridge and then found the Captain's Lounge where everyone seemed to be. Lexington Captain's Lounge. They had left a chair at the table open for me at the opposite end. I took my seat. Welcome aboard the Lexington, Captain, said Captain Kane, sitting to the right of the Admiral. The Admiral had control of the other end of the table. There were only 3 other officers at the table besides us. Saxon sick bay. Awakening, looking around I recognized this was my own sick bay on the Saxon. I sort of remembered passing out. I was out of Halo and I felt the weightlessness. However, I was strapped to the bed in sick bay. Doctor, what's wrong with me? Why am I here? Basically, Captain, you passed out while you were in the Captain's Lounge on the Lexington. We are investigating now. You're being kept here for observation. Commander Fowler is now in charge, of course. For now, I want you to rest. I relaxed and closed my eyes, feeling very tired. You must have given me something for this condition because I feel very tired. Yes, Captain, that's it. Just a relaxant to do like I said you need to relax for a bit. It makes it easier for us to do things like brain scans and such. Okay, Doctor, I will comply. I just closed my eyes and drifted off. Saxon sick bay much later. Captain, we are sending you back to Earth to Starfleet Medical. So far we have detected a small amount of brain damage. We have accomplished a complex surgical procedure, but we want to take a closer look. You're going to have quite a bit of downtime. Starfleet has reassigned Commander Fowler as the new captain of the Saxon until further notice. It's good to hear, I said. He deserves it, and he can do the job much better than someone else brought in to do it besides him. So, Doctor, is there any indication that I'm the only one with brain damage? No, one other member of the crew, your chief of security, Mr. Boone. Some others are kind of suspicious, but they're past their brain scans. We are observing them. As far as we know, sir, this is directly related to the accidental usage of the Starfleet intelligence program titled Pirates. So we need you to rest, and you'll probably spend a lot of time in stasis on the way back to Earth. I understand, Doctor. I hope you'll have someone gather my personal belongings. Of course, Captain, we are doing that. This is the end of episode 2 of Halo Trek. I am Eugene Douglason. Thanks for reading and listening.
I am Eugene Douglason, and thanks for listening. And if you heard thunder in the background, that's real. Better proof that this is not artificial intelligence. No, it is not. Thanks for listening.